Come on, come on, come on, New England. Come on. We can do it. We can end Prohibition. Since 1936, 1935, a plant that has never killed anybody has been Schedule 1. The federal government just rescheduled it as Schedule 1. Now, for those of you who don't know what that means, this scheduling has to do with the efficacy of the drug, as well as whether or not it has any potential medical uses. For example, heroin considered Schedule 1 because it does not have any medical uses and it is extremely dangerous and addictive. But cocaine is Schedule 2 because you can make derivatives from it and use it for medicine. But marijuana, which is actually a misnomer, that's actually a technical term for a wild tobacco that grows in the Southwest. So cannabis is the right name, and it annoys the hell out of me when people say hemp, because that's an industrial product that has less than a certain amount of THC. But it's time. It's time. Come on now. Come on. I think we got Maine up for it. I wish that Vermont was up for this. We could use it. We could really use it. But it's time, people. It's time. I mean, seriously, this is fucking pathetic, all right? I have alcoholism on both sides of my family. I never saw anyone get high and beat their kids, all right? I've lost several people to opiates, including one to methadone while he was in prison. I've never lost anybody to cannabis. In fact, because of cannabis, I'm here today talking to you people because I have fibromyalgia. I was diagnosed in 2014. I've been chronically ill my whole life, including dysmenorrhea, however you say it. The fancy term for really shitty periods. Sorry if that's TMI, but it's a reality of anyone with ovaries. And is in menstruation, obviously, if you're perimenopausal. I'm getting off point. The point is, we need to legalize this shit. It's time. I'm really stoked with the progress that we've made, but it's time. Cannabis has never killed anybody. Just stop and think about how many people have died from alcohol, from pills, falling asleep at the wheel. I've done that. And because of cannabis, I'm able to be a functional person. I don't have to take a shit ton of pills. Do you know how many pills they would have me on? They'd have me on like 12 different pills. I have an opiate allergy, which is why I started exploring these alternative methods of pain management in the first place. And guess what? Cannabis is useful for a lot more than just pain. It's useful for nausea. It's useful for anxiety. Just about anything that plagues the human being, because we have receptors in our central and peripheral nervous systems that bind to cannabinoids, which means that our body must naturally produce them. We just haven't figured out how yet or where. But those cannabinoids bind to the receptors in our bodies, and they actually counteract things like GABA that can make pain and anxiety and things like that worse. It's fascinating. And there's hundreds of strains out there that are useful for all kinds of different things. And the way that you ingest it affects how it helps you as well. If you eat it, if you smoke it, if you vaporize it, if you use a transdermal patch, there's all different ways of using this plant, and people don't realize that there are hundreds of varieties of cannabis out there now. I believe there is a plant for every person. I believe we're long overdue for getting rid of Prohibition. I mean, this is fucking absurd. Come on, people. 1935, all right? It's 2016 going on 2017. I don't know who the fuck I'm voting for president. It's a clusterfuck. I am so disappointed by the whole system. So jaded. I might even write in a name, dude. That's kind of the fun thing about being in Vermont. We're not really a swing state. It doesn't really matter. But either way, I'm sick of this voting for the lesser of evils thing. I don't know who the fuck I'm going to vote for. But what I do have to say is this. Any state considering going medical or rec for cannabis or industrial hemp, please, please, please do it. For people like me. Think about all the people who don't have safe access, who suffer, who are addicted to like 12 different pills. Think about all the soldiers, all the people with PTSD. Think about all the people with allergies to meds like me who need alternative ways of managing pain for their whole lives. Fibromyalgia is a chronic illness, which means it has no cure. It doesn't kill you, but it just makes you feel like you're fucking dying for the rest of your life. You know, no big deal or anything. So how do you manage pain for 30 plus years safely? This, my friends, this is how. And together we can make this happen. But only if we stop the fear-mongering, if we stop the propaganda and the reefer madness bullshit. It's time. Please, please, it's time. Thank you so much for watching. Get out and vote today. Love and light.